Hi, my name is Anthony Hamilton, and I want to first of all congratulate you on deciding to become a non-smoker with this program that I put together. Now let me explain first of all that this program is something I put together for myself more than 35 years ago. And it took a while to put it together. I was in the process of learning about the power of the mind. I was learning about things like affirmations, visualizing, setting goals, and focusing your mind on what you want, learning about the power of focus. And during that period of time, I decided to stop smoking. I'd been smoking since I was about 10 years old, and I was 30 at this time, so I'd been smoking for about 20 years on and off. And at the time, I was up to about 3 packs a day, so I was a pretty heavy-duty smoker. And when I tried to quit, when I tried to stop, I wasn't able to do it. I stopped for a week, started again. Stopped for a couple of weeks, started again. Stopped for a day, started again. So I realized it was more difficult than I thought, and a lot of it had to do with the power of the subconscious mind and habits. So I started using some of the principles that I'd been learning in my mind power training courses that I was taking and some of the books that I was reading. And I put together this program for myself, and it worked like magic. I stopped smoking. Not only did I stop smoking, I learned about how to use my mind to get more of what I want. And I've been using the techniques which you're going to experience in this program to help other people, to help myself and other people lose weight, find a relationship, improve their lifestyle, find a better job, save money, start a business, those kind of things. So basically the information that you're going to get in this program, it's not just about how to become a non-smoker. It's literally how to become anything you want once you learn these principles. So let me just say, to start off, that there have been some amazing discoveries made in how the mind works in the last 15 years or so. As a matter of fact, people are now saying we've learned more about the mind and how the mind works in the last 15 years than we've learned in the last 1,500 years. So what I'm going to show you in this program is not just how to become a non-smoker, even though that's the focus of the program, of course. It's how to use your mind to get more of what you want in your life. So one of the main principles that we're going to cover in this short video here is the idea that neurons that fire together wire together. This is a fundamental principle in neuroscience, in the science of how the brain works. So neurons that fire together wire together. So what that means is that your mind will associate things that happen together. So for example, if you have a negative experience as a child, when there's a siren that goes by, your brain will associate the sound of the siren and that negative experience, and then perhaps for the rest of your life, you're going to feel bad every time you hear a siren. You might feel afraid every time you hear a siren, and you won't even know why, because it's lodged in the subconscious. So that's what they mean when they say that, as far as the brain is concerned, things that happen together get wired together. And we're going to use that principle to improve your chances of becoming successful in your plan to become a non-smoker. And here's how you do it. What I'd like you to do is to take a sheet of paper right now and write on it 5 or 10 things that when you think about them, you feel successful. In other words, these are what I call past successes. So these are things like finishing high school, finishing university, getting your first job, buying a new car, finding a new relationship, losing 10 pounds, anything like that from your past that to you qualifies as a success, that makes you feel successful when you think about it. That's what I want you to write on this list. And if you like, you can pause this video and you can take a minute or so to write 6, 8, 10 things on that sheet of paper. Okay, you ready? You ready? Have you done your list? Now, read that list over to yourself and notice how you feel. Don't you feel successful now? Don't you feel more successful now when you read that list? And the answer is simple. Because when you read that list is situations from your past that you have associated the feeling of success to. So that literally is how you feel successful. Is when you think of one of those things, you read that list over, you feel more successful. Now, if you do this for 5 minutes a day for the next couple of weeks, what will happen is you will experience that it's easier for you to feel successful because you have that list now. You have that list of situations that trigger your feeling of success. So simply by reading that list over once a day for 5 minutes or so, and then maybe adding to it if you have one or two more things that pop into your mind when you're reading that list and when you're feeling successful, then you can add them to that list. So over a period of time, this is the most exciting thing that they've learned in the last 15 years about how the brain works. It's been called neuroplasticity, and you might have heard about it. But what it means is that the brain can be exercised just the same as we can exercise our muscles by repeating certain exercises. We can strengthen and change our brain just by repeating certain exercises. So this little exercise of reading over your past successes list is a brain exercise. What happens is if you read that list over for 5 minutes a day, you're exercising the neurons, you're exercising those internal connections that trigger your feeling of success. It's amazing, right? Most people think in order to feel successful, you've got to go out into the world and do something that makes you feel successful. Well, of course, that doesn't work, because if you go out into the world and try something and it doesn't work, then you're not going to feel successful. You're probably going to feel like a failure. You're going to feel worse rather than better. So the secret then, the first thing I want to show you is that simply by reading this past successes list, you can feel successful. That's amazing. That's very powerful. The next thing, getting back to that neurons that fire together, wire together idea, when you're feeling successful, when you're reading your success list, and you're getting that feeling of success in your body, take a few deep breaths and really feel what it feels like to feel successful. And as you do that, think about becoming a non-smoker. Just have a picture in your mind, perhaps, or a concept of you becoming a non-smoker tied together with that feeling of success. Now what happens is, over a period of days or weeks, those two thoughts, the thought of you becoming a non-smoker, which might be a picture or a concept in your head, and that feeling of success in your body will get wired together. And when you think about becoming a non-smoker, you will feel successful. That successful feeling will be triggered. And if I give you a couple of statements, like when I think about becoming a non-smoker, I feel successful. It's true, because when you think about becoming a non-smoker, it triggers the feeling of being successful. Now, what we call that in normal circumstances, we call that confidence. So one of the things that I ask people when I put them through a stop smoking program or becoming a non-smoker program is I ask them a series of questions. And one of the questions is, when you think about becoming a non-smoker, on a scale of 1 to 10, how successful do you think you're going to be? So what I'm asking them in that question is, what association do you already have right now between becoming a non-smoker and the feeling of success? And a lot of people say things like, 2 or 3 or 1 or 4, because they might have tried it in the past and it hasn't worked for them. So what they have associated to the process of becoming a non-smoker, they've associated negative feelings. Feelings of tension, feelings of being a loser, feelings of falling down and not being able to get back up, feelings of exasperation and frustration. So one question you need to ask yourself right now is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how successful do I feel now about becoming a non-smoker? So that information is very powerful for you. So what this exercise will do is it will change that emotional set point. If your confidence level right now in being able to successfully become a non-smoker is a 3 or a 4, and you do this exercise where you read over your past successes list and think about becoming a non-smoker, and you say to yourself verbally inside your head, when I think about becoming a non-smoker, I feel more successful, you're giving a statement of truth. It's actually true for you because you do feel more successful now because you're feeling successful from the past successes list. You're thinking about becoming a non-smoker. Those two things are going to get wired together, and in simple terms, your feeling of confidence about your being able to be successful in this program will go up. So one of the things you're going to learn in this program is how to structure the program for yourself, how to set goals for yourself, how to set very small daily goals of 1 minute or so to master this technique of dealing with the cravings to smoke. And what you'll find is, day by day, your feeling of confidence, your feeling of success goes up. It gets stronger. You start to feel more successful because you have the past successes list. So you read the past successes list, you get that feeling of success in your body, you tie it together with the concept or the image of you becoming a non-smoker, dealing with these cigarette cravings. And what happens is, over a period of a few days or perhaps a few weeks, your feeling of confidence goes up. And when you feel confident about becoming a non-smoker, you will be more successful. So that's a very powerful technique that you're going to learn by doing this exercise, and it's the kind of thing that you're going to learn more as you go through this program. There's half a dozen different techniques which you're going to learn in this program. Techniques of visualization, affirmations, internal self-talk, setting goals, keeping yourself motivated and positive, that when you take them together, they give you enough of a toolkit so that you can become successful in your plan to become a non-smoker, regardless of what's happened in the past. If you've tried in the past and it hasn't worked, it has no bearing on your present situation, because now you have a whole toolbox, a whole set of tools that you can bring to bear on your plan. So by doing this simple exercise, reading your past successes list, and you can even in the middle of the past successes list, write on it, becoming a non-smoker. So you might have finishing high school, buying my first car, getting my first job, becoming a non-smoker. Finishing high school, getting a job, learning how to play golf, becoming a non-smoker. Finishing high school, you have these kind of things going on in your mind all the time, and your feeling of success will simply spread from those past successes to becoming a general feeling in your body. And when you associate that feeling with the feeling of, or with the idea of becoming a non-smoker, you simply feel more confident and more positive about it. Okay? So that's something you can look forward to as you get farther into this program. So this is Anthony Hamilton saying welcome to a new lifestyle for yourself. Welcome to a new feeling of personal power and success. And I look forward to getting some feedback from you as you learn the techniques in this program and you apply them to your plan of becoming a successful non-smoker. Okay? Thank you for signing up for this program, and I wish you all the success in the world, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.